Here is what I have learned, and here is what I'd like you to do. Approximately 3 days ago, our clippings agencies came up with an interesting event. In a county in Ireland, in the south, he says, looking briefly once again at Darcy.
Yeah, it's.
Mhm.
She suddenly sits up a little straighter.
A county in the south of Ireland called Roscommon. Um, a archaeological site was disturbed. In and of itself, not an incredibly unusual event, I'm sure, but this involved high explosives, apparently, which would be rather
Dinosaurs.
unusual.
Dinosaurs?
What was that?
Are there dinosaurs?
Explosives, not dinosaurs.
Oh,
No,
you said
no.
archaeological event. I was just hoping maybe.
Not paleontological, not in paleontology, archaeology. I know it's. What do they teach you in
Let the
school
old
these
man
days?
talk, Pollyanna.
Thank you, Caliban. Not that I need it. It's simple enough. It's a tourist attraction, relatively minor. Apparently, it was the work of treasure hunters. But what was interesting about the entire event is that there was explosives used, which are very tightly controlled in Ireland, not like this place. And there was a body found at
My
the
eyebrows
scene.
actually climb a good half an inch at the notion that explosives are controlled in Ireland. But maybe we're just not thinking about the same part of Ireland.
I had a
So
friend get 20 cops to his house because he bought stuff to make souffles.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Just making
Yeah.
a slight reference.
Yeah,
Carry on.
Yeah, I know.
I know the irony.
So,
They're more tightly controlled because.
because we make souffles.
Controlled by whom? But anyway, there were
The,
there were
uh, the reason it is unusual, as I said, was because of the explosives involved, and also that a body found at the scene was said to rapidly decay. Now, this may, of course, be a natural effect of exposure to air and high explosive, but there's another factor. There has been an increase in energy levels, energy levels on the island in the last 2 days. A dangerous spike. I find it concerning. I want you to investigate, find out what's going on, and deal with the situation. Make it safe. Do you understand?
lots of collateral damage or
I
no
was, I
collateral
was going
damage.
to say specifics, please, and
I would
how
rather
clandestine are we expected to be?
I'd rather not read about you in the local news, or in the international news for that matter. Keep it low key if you can. I mean, understandably, if this thing spins out of control, so be it. But if you can keep everything as low key as possible, that would be extremely appreciated. Particularly keep the name of the foundation out of it for now. We have, and he looks up into a mythical sky and kind of goes, we have enemies that may not have realized we survived. Enemies you have inherited, I might add. All of you, he says, looking up again at Caliban.
I'll get my things, and I'm going to turn and leave, but I
Okay.
won't close the door. I won't close the door back. I just leave.
It's a fucking big draft coming into the room. You can see he shudders for a moment and then gestures towards a folder that kind of just is slightly off the edge of the table towards you guys. He said, you'll find the details of the event there and its location. I've booked you on a flight out of Logan Airport in approximately 4 hours.
So much for that.
Well, we
plan.
better get going. I grabbed the folder.
Mhm.
Have some in-flight reading.
Good luck. Try not to get killed or anything else unfortunate.
I'm sure we're going to work together fabulously.
Oh,
Can't
See
wait.
if you can put a little bit of a leash on Caliban, if you could. I do worry.
actually, I'm going to exchange a look at the moment with Schmoo. What's your character's first name again? I know it's Shimuka, but
Polly.
Polly. Okay.
Polly.
Polly and Darcy. I love it. Okay, so so yeah, I'll give a quick look at Polly.
Hold on. Is your name really Polly? Renee?
Yeah.
Your character?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I was just calling you Pollyanna because
because she
you're so
is
eager to
right.
yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, beautiful.
Well, it's Polly because it sounds innocent and, poly, rubbery,
Mhm.
Yeah, polythene. Yeah.
obvious.
Exactly. No, we it just goes on and on. Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, still, I would like to do a little communication here. I'm going to. I mean, you and I have worked with Caliban, if not regularly, and I'll just give you a quick, cool, swift look that does not indicate agreement with treating Caliban like a dog, like learning new tricks, wearing leashes. I'm.
Oh, no.
I
I think we're both
he just
pretty
dropped.
aware that he's,
Yeah.
yeah.
We.
He's pretty brilliant.
Mhm.
I'm not too worried about it. He's
Caliban.
just we know what why he doesn't like Dr. Blackwood. That guy's a real stick in the mud.
I will before
and
leaving. I'll
see if you
mention
can get him to put a pair of shoes on, for the love of God.
Caliban will be fine.
Good.
He usually trims his
sorry.
toenails.
Small steps. All right. I know that I would very much like to. I mean, we may have to wait until we're there before I pull in some contacts and stuff like that. I imagine.
Mhm. Well, you
But
can
I
phone.
will.
Phones are phone.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm thinking. If I could simply move in on contacts. Okay, there's the character is Catholic from the Northern Republic on the border, and therefore her, and she was a user agent, but clearly had a background in intelligence of some kind. It is. I have not yet decided which side of that border she was actually officially a member of intelligence for, but
They're all the same.
I know, but it's kind of a tricky.
Is it MI5 or not? Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a tricky question because the Ireland, the Republic. Okay, I'm thinking out loud. Probably shouldn't. Let me.
The north has MI5.
Oh,
which
believe
would
me,
be
I know.
British Secret Service,
No.
or you've got the south, which has Jack
Mhm.
probably, or some fella that's in a room somewhere. That's our
Exactly.
entire Secret Service.
Right.
It's super secret. We just don't know about it.
Yeah, well, actually, there's a line in the budget about that. Some Irish politician kicked up about maybe 30 years ago about these budget line items for the Secret Service, and called in some fella who politely told him, he said, "If we explained it to you, we'd have to shoot you. It's up to you." And that was left at that. But it was a ridiculously low number anyway. It was like in the tens of thousands rather than anything else. Anyway.
And you know, Darcy, that I like to kind of keep my relationship with user at a distance. I don't like them.
Right. I'm
really,
actually
the less they know about me, the better.
I'm actually quite happy with avoiding user here. I'm interested in my contacts in Irish security, which is not the same as espionage. I'm interested in their FBI, and I'm going to call in a contact there, and I want some lowdown on these events in that spot.
Okay,
That's what I'm looking for.
give me a quick investigation check.
Okay.
And we'll see what you can pull out.
I'm going to be that guy and say that
Go,
I'm actually
be that
using
guy.
my user agent contacts, which requires no roll. I get to do that once.
Awesome. Fantastic. Yeah,
Right.
I don't really need you to make a roll. It was kind of more of a let's roll some dice thing.
When we get there, I will be
so
happy to roll, but this time,
you pull in your user agent contacts, and there is no equivalent of the FBI in Ireland. But there is essentially on guard the Síochána, who are the police. There's one police force. There's no like agents thing. It's not big enough to require something like a federal bureau, you know.
Sweden's not much bigger, and it's riddled with fucking agencies left, right, and center who all hit each other.
And
It's worse than the U.S. here. It's crazy. Yeah. But go on.
It's great fun.
Yeah.
So you know that all of the details of something like this would be kept by the Gardaí. Now, an event like this, you can find both media information, you can find the general police information that's available as well at the same time. What you can find out.
I want to know what the Guardia isn't telling anybody.
Okay, that's pretty handy. You've got kind of high-ranking contacts with these people. And it's very much an old boys network or an old person's network. It's like who you know, are you a friend, blah, 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 this kind of stuff. And you know O'Reilly. I knew O'Reilly too. I went to that pub with him every week for 6 years. Bastard owes me 20 quid. And that's honestly how it works. So you know these people, and you've had some encounters with them. Probably as an intelligence agent, you would have worked with MI5. There's a lot of cross-border cooperation.
I imagine there must have been. Yes.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah, there had to be back then. So yeah, you can find out a few things. First off, this case is not being treated incredibly seriously by anybody. The scene was examined, and 24 hours later, it was released. There was no one hurt. The body found looked like it was an archaeological body, like a body from an old site. It was archaeological in origin, not a more recent body. It has been moved to Roscommon Hospital, which is approximately 10 miles away from the site, and it's currently residing in the morgue there.
Great, it's just sitting there in a morgue? This archaeological... All right, I get it. I'm smelling all the rats here. Okay.
Yeah, and it's sitting in a morgue. Now, this is not unusual.
No, that's not unusual for a completely ordinary event, for a completely nondescript, uninteresting, non-phenomenological thing.
Yeah.
But
absolutely. Yeah.
I'm not looking at it that way.
And the Gardaí put it down to criminal damage done by somebody, probably with a fertilizer bomb that they made at home. There was no one hurt. The Office of Public Works, which is kind of the bureau in charge of archaeological sites in Ireland, the Office of Public Works has put up a few cordons apparently, and they're working on the site, and they're examining the place for a potential grave site and stuff like that. So they're kind of they've got an on-site archaeologist or two. The local the local TV stations are covered it for a whole 2 days, and they've kind of lost interest. There's one wacky report about a woman in a local church having claiming she saw angels, and you find that out because it's like a list of all the local police reports, things that have been reported recently, and I'm only picking out the ones that kind of really ring your bell. There's a missing persons case as well, but it's been less than 3 days, so they're not really taking that report seriously either. So once it goes over the 3-day mark, they'll start looking. But as far as anyone's concerned, this family could be on holidays.
By my calculations, I have 15 whole minutes to talk with Arkwright before we go, because this probably took me a little while. So I'm going to stop and let other people play for a bit, but I want to talk to him before we go, even if it's just for this long.
Blackwood? Yeah, sure.
Blackwood, sorry.
no
Algernon,
problem.
Blackwood, Arkwright,
Yeah, they're all the bloody same. Posh English accents, and damn those foreign blighters. Says they just need a jolly good beating. What did your last servant die of? A well-deserved beating. So Schmoo,
Mhm.
is there anything that Polly would like to do before you leave? Is there anything you definitely need to bring with you? You're going to Ireland, so green jumpers or,
Oh
cameras.
yeah, no, definitely get my favorite sweaters. I'm probably just looking at this folder and just trying to figure out what's in there, taking notes in my Totoro notebook with my Hello Kitty pen, highlighting things. So just kind of preparing for the trip, and just excited to go.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. You probably kind of you know these things down. The internet connection isn't fantastic here, but you can like Google Earth it and make a quite little note on how you're going to get there from Dublin Airport, which will probably take you a few hours actually because of the quality of the road network. That'll be about maybe 2 hours to get from Dublin Airport to there. Yeah, there's nothing majorly outstanding. Some of the stuff that I said to Ron is already in there.
Right.
There was a body found. There was rapid rapid decomposition. I think it's just an archaeological find. It's currently been held in a hospital. The site itself is under cordon, but the OPW, which doesn't mean jack shit really in Ireland. And there's like an archaeologist on site, maybe even a team of them. You're not really sure.
No, like CCTV or anything in the area of when the explosion happened, or no?
There's about 3 houses within about a 2-mile or 3-mile radius. There's about 2 or 3 houses. One maybe only 100 yards from the place. And the site is a place called Onagot Cave. And I'm going to put that in the chat because it's a pain in the arse to actually.
I'm writing it as you said it. I'm sure it's very wrong.
There you go. It is historically or mythologically it's a gateway to hell or a gateway to the underworld. Apparently, evil spirits used to come out of it at Halloween and All Hallows Eve and all sorts of stuff like that. You get a map of the cave fairly handily online. It's not deep. Calling it a cave, it's you've had bigger closets. It's maybe 30 yards back, and it's kind of like teardrop shaped. The entrance is was quite a small little thing, but you can see photographs on the newspaper. It looks like the entrance has been blown to smithereens. So, yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, that's pretty much all I'll be doing.
Oh, okay. So, Caliban, what is our atomic rage monster doing?
Well, I created one of the divinities, which is our quartermaster, Beaumont.
Cool.
And
throw his name in the chat there.
Yep. He's basically, I'm just going to him, telling him that I need some suits. I'm leaving for a bit, so I need some suits. I want them in black, gray, brown, and black. No, in a dark color. I need it in gray, black, brown, and a dark color with ties to match. Make it classic.
Someone kind of looks at you for a minute, and then he kind of goes, all right, you want them in black, and black then, yeah?
No, you're not listening. Black, gray.
You want a gun? I can give you a gun. I'm not a tailor, I can give you, I guess I could do something, if you want it made bulletproof, I could do that, but,
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll be back.
Give me, how many days do I have?
I leave in 4 hours. Just stitch up the old ones.
Okay, yeah.
I'll bring you something.
I'll stitch up the bullet holes. Okay, fine. Yeah, not a problem.
Right.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. What the hell? Who
And,
shot you?
Everyone.